You can still record from your end. I'll record on my system. So whenever it knocks you out, we have a backup. Please. Yeah.
Let me just knock out and come in so I
No, no,
can.
don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're good already. Um. All right. So yeah, let's move on. Sorry about that. Um. So here's the Google interface again. We're back to yeah. You were trying to ask a question, Mahmoud.
Like this one, I think, it has a new ways of collecting and organizing information, telling us to take a tour and learn about it. We then list it to be conversant all the time.
They make updates now, just like WhatsApp. Today, WhatsApp will tell you their stories. It's no more stories. It's now status. So they keep doing updates. So you need to be conversant with those things. All right. So this is the Google Form interface. And just like we have been doing before, you need to go to the Google Applications menu, and then you click on Forms. This is the icon for Forms. And when you have done that, when you click on it, it takes you to the form interface where you have to click on blank form. And so when you click on blank form, it brings you to this point here where you start adding questions. Yes, please. What's not moving? It's not moving. So I'm not sure why. Is this your account? Okay, so let's try again. Still not moving. What browser is this?
So it's internet.
No, please check for Chrome. Check for Chrome. Okay, I think it has it come up? Still the same thing. Check if you have Chrome here. Chrome will be a better. Yeah, so use Chrome instead of this browser. Just search for Chrome. Let's just see. Hold on. Hmm. I don't think you have Chrome.
Yeah, when if it shows Chrome, either you use Chrome or you have to download it.
There's no Chrome. So if you can quickly download Chrome, but I don't know why you don't have access to it. Should okay, see Chrome here. Let's see. It's downloaded. So maybe once it's done downloading, you can install and go. You need to. Fine, if you have there's another system that you can use Chrome on, because we really need to move on as fast as. All right, so I'm going to share my screen shortly, and Okay, I think this is my screen. I need to hide you. Please go blank documents. Okay. So I'm going to come here, and again, this is the forms icon. So click on forms. And it should bring you here. So now that you're here, you want to create a new form. And just like the other applications we worked on since Monday, you'd notice that the applications have their template gallery where you have a variety of suggested templates for you to make use of. All right. But again, we're going to create our own from scratch. So you click on blank form. And this is the interface. This is the interface. And I think I have a slide that shows that. Okay, yeah, this is perfect. So you can see this is where you have your file name. And then to the right corner, you have the visual style. I think on the recent versions, it's called themes. So at this point, you can change the color. By default, the color for Google Forms is usually purple, just like you can see here. But you can change that. And so it's this icon where you have access to change all of that. And then moving on, you have the preview. After you have built your form, you have designed it, you have access to preview before you send to respondents. And then the next icon there is form settings. And then you have the share button, which is send. And then these three eclipses what you have here is for additional options, which we are going to look through when we go hands-on. On your form, the next thing you have now, this is the form, canvas, where you begin to start creating the necessary forms. And the first thing you have here is questions, and then you have responses. So in real time, when you share your form link to people, when they answer their question, you get their responses here in real time, in split seconds. All right. And then you have your form name, what you want to call, maybe for someone who is probably doing a research on the impact of pure water in a particular community. All right. So this is where you want to write that your research topic on. And then for the form description, you can now go say, I am an MSc student or I'm a PhD student of Porsche. I'm going out, taking out a research, and all of that, right? And then you have the first question here. So at this point, this is where you now type the question. It could be your age, it could be your the gender, right? And then you have the different types of question types. I think you have short answer questions, you have full paragraph, you have multiple choice, you have checklists, you have drop down. Of course, we are going to look through all of that. Okay. And then if you look at the far right corner here, we have the insert options. Any issue? Showing what? What was it showing?
Fresh. Like spreadsheet.
I think you have network. I don't know. So, refresh. What browser is this Chrome? Okay. All right. So, at the far right corner here, in case you want to include, so the first icon here is to insert another question. So if this is your first question and you want another question to come underneath, then you click on this plus icon. Then this is for text. Then this is for pictures. You want to insert pictures. This is for if you want to insert videos. And then the last one here is if you want to insert sections. So you can have different sections. Maybe the first section has to do with demographics. The next section has to do with knowledge of the study. So you can have different sections. So it's this part where you can use to create the next section. All right, and then you have some buttons underneath here. You can copy a question, you can delete questions, and then if you want your questions to be compulsory, Alpha, Samson, nothing yet. Check now, we tried to download it, so yeah. Wait, hold on. Check downloads here. So once it's done downloading, it should. So yeah, like I said, if you want your questions to be a compulsory question, means that they cannot submit the form until they answer that particular question. All right, then you want to toggle this guy on. All right, and then if you look to the far right here, where my cursor is, there's an ellipse there, as those 3 dots. Those dots would, in data analytics or in Excel or even in Google Sheets, there's a part for data validation. All right, so that ellipse there gives you room to do a bit of data validation. So data validation would mean that you want to check the validity of the data. Means that assuming this is supposed to be a phone number question, you're requesting for their phone number. So you can toggle that data validation response to ensure that it is an actual number they are putting on the answers. All right, so let's move on to create some questions. So I'm going to pull up my sheets here. So again, this is our question, just like I made mention in my slide. This is the question, this is responses, and then settings. The settings that was here in my slide, they have brought it down here now. But again, we're going to take them one after the other. So let's try to create something. Have you been given project topics already? Okay, so let's come up with one from my head.
Let me give you one.
Okay, give me one, please.
The impact of Tinubu government on PGD students.
Okay, the impact of XYZ government. Government on who?
On PGD students.
PGD students. Okay, on PGD students. Okay. Oh. All right. So having done this, you have some options here, right? You can decide to make it bold. You can decide to make it in italics. You can decide to underline it. You can decide to insert a link if that's what you want, if you have a link to that part, but I'm not sure we want to do that. You can also decide to remove the formatting, all that we have done, to just make it the way it was initially. All right, so I could just decide to leave it as bold. And under my form description, I can come here to say, hi, respondent. I am currently undergoing a research, a PGD research, a PGD research in Center for Occupational Health, Safety and Environment, Uniport. I kindly solicit that you help me fill the following questionnaire and I promise that it won't take your time. Thank you. Okay, so it says there's an issue with my, okay, there should be an I here, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, this is my description. So I can decide to make this italics. Yeah. So this is my title. This is my description. All right. So let's go to create our first question. Alpha, any luck? It should have downloaded by now. I think it's trying to install now. So it's downloading. Once it's done, let me know. All right. So usually you don't ask for people's names in your questionnaires, right? So we want to start with what do we start with? Please, I need ideas. We are doing this together. Those online, those of us.
Age.
Yes.
Age.
Okay. Okay. So we can say age. All right. So on our age now,
6.
we can decide to, get ranges because we don't need people imputing, figures. So what we can do now is, now before we even go there, if you look at the question type here, currently it's on multiple choice. If you click on that, you see that you have several questions here. So several types of questions. You have the short answer, you have paragraph, you have multiple choice, you have checkboxes, drop down, file upload, linear scale, rating, multiple choice, grid, checkbox, date and time. So I think multiple choice would be a better option. So what happened? Said multiple choice now. Why are you giving me short answer? So multiple choice. Yeah. So when you select multiple choice, you now have several options to use here. So pending the topic of your question, right, you now determine the kind of the sex of persons you want to reach out to. So let's assume that people who have really seen life is who want to ask this question, the impact of XYZ. Okay, sorry, this is PGD students. So I want to assume that the youngest person here is around 25. So when I say that we can do 25 to now let's do it in 5 years. So 30. The next one will be 31 to 40. You can add more options here. 41 to 50. Come here again, and maybe from this point, okay, let's just do 51 to 55. Sorry, this should be 45, right? Yeah, this should be 45. It should be 45. And then, hope I'm not mixing it up. Yeah, I am.
Correct.
This ought to be 35. This ought to 31 to 35. This should be 36 to 40.
40.
Then here we should have 41 to
40 to 45.
45. Good. And then 46 to 50. Then at this point, we can just do 51 and above. All right. We can do 51 and above. Are we on the same page?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have asked the first question. Now the next question, if you scroll down, you see that there's no other question down here. So what we can do is, like I said, this icon here is to add a question. So while we are still here, all you need to do is click on this plus icon. So once you click on plus icon, you can see it has brought up another question here. So what other questions should we include? Please, I need ideas.
Gender.
Okay, gender. So I can come here and say gender. So ideally, when I try to type male, you see Google Form already figures that, oh, for you to see male here, it's now suggesting, do you need the next one, should it be female? The next one, should it be prefer not to say and all? So we can just go ahead to select. You can see it added the female for me. And because I'm not of the class of persons who feel there are other types of gender, I'm going to skip these other ones. So it's either you're a male or you are a female.
Hello, sir.
You said what? That's come on.
Why?
So hold on. Don't sign it. Huh? You should put your email here and just sign in. So from there, you should be able to figure it out. Just a second. I think the system went down. So I guess it's trying to come up again. Wait, no. I'm not seeing the screen again. All right, so I guess we are good. I'm going to come here. Maybe I want to add one other question. So what other question, please? Occupation. Okay. Someone said occupation. So let's try. Occupation. So we can come here and say safety officer. We can do junior safety officer. Then we can say senior safety officer. All right, so that's for that, yeah. So let's try. I want us to actually try out the other option types. So maybe let's see, add question. Which question can we do to get? Okay, let's try check boxes. But before that, I want us to create a new section. So we can call this, say it's demographic, they call them, Mami. These guys fall under demographics.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, right here, I'm going to say add section because I want this to be a section under the demographics. So I'm going to come here and click. You see, you notice that I did not do the section on any of the questions I already added, because when you do that, the section will now be in between the questions. So I'm going to do it right from my title page so that the section comes on top of this page here. So once I click on add section, yeah, you can now see we now have a section here. So we're going to come here and say, we'll call this demographic. Those of us online, are we together?
Yes, sir.
I should come again on which one? Just create a section, that's all. Once you create a section, rename to demographics. So again, I can highlight this and say B description. I can say, although it's optional, but I can just say, kindly fill appropriately. Okay. And then if there are certain other questions, certain other descriptions you want to use, you can put some numbered lists here by saying number 1, feel well. This is me just playing around with this, right? Feel rightly, and so on and so forth. Once I'm done, so all of these guys now fall under section 2, which is the demographics. So I can go ahead now at this point, because I want this next question to fall under the next section. I'm going to click on the last question here and say add section. So now you see that that last question is part of section 3. So here, what other section do we get? Let's do knowledge. No, let's do experience. Then say work experience. Work experience, right? So we can now say, for here, we'll say on a scale of 1 to 5, select appropriately. All right. So this next question now, I can come and ask them to say, do you love this government? Now this is looking, do you love your job? Let me use do you love your job? Do you love your job? So you see that suggestions are already coming up, but remember we said on a scale of 1 to 5. So we need to make use of linear scale. So what we can do now is I'll come and change my question type and say linear what? Scale. So you can see it says 1 to 5. You can actually change this. I think the highest is about 10, but I think 1 to 5 is decent. So I can say,
hello, sir.
Yes, please.
My section 3, I'm not going forward. The work experience, I've written the title and the description, but the options are not coming up for me.
Have you added the question?
I don't have that option.
You have this plus sign, this plus.
Okay.
So do you love your job? We can say no and yes. So in between no and yes, some persons can select some, there'll be some fractions in between. So, but let's preview what we have here now. You can look at my preview here, the preview icon, but here. I'm going to click on it and let's see what we've gotten so far. So now this is what our form is going to look like. When they get the link, it says the impact of XYZ government on PGD students, hi, responded, da, da, da. When the person clicks next, it takes the person to the first one that says demographics. So the person comes here to fill age, person fills the gender, then the occupation. Once the person is done with this one, you will say next. And then now you can now see our this thing, the linear scale. Do you love your job? If the person clicks on no, it means that yes, true, this person really doesn't like his job. But if the person says yes, 2 or 3, or as the case, so the closer it is to the yes, it means the person enjoys his job or he loves his job. But the closer it is to 1, means the person, so you can just use that to generate, certain skills. All right, so let's go back to just hide this guy. Let's go back to our form. So I think let me try to generate so so I'm trying to get generic questions so that we just move on as soon as possible. Any of those questions for a questionnaire includes all forms of question types, e.g. multiple choice grid questions. So there are these kind of questions that says, are you satisfied, not satisfied, those kind of questions. So we're going to see how we can use Google Forms to actually achieve that. Questions like, let me see if I can generate something from here. Questionnaire questions with multiple choice grid. Yeah, so I think I need something like this. Okay, so something like this will work. Okay, so something like this, right? So let's just go back here. I'll just create some more examples. So I'll come here and so for this particular question, I could ask a question that says, Control C, come here, Control V, which modules do you find most useful? So for this kind of one, because some persons would need to select more than one options, so you want to use checkboxes. So I can say checkboxes. So option 1, I think I have some examples here. I'm just going to click on this. I've copied this from somewhere. and I'll paste this here. Okay. So this is, we now have which modules do you find most useful? If we go to our preview and refresh, let's see, next, let's see how it looks like. Here you go. You can see how it looks like. Which modules do you find useful? People can select more than, as many as they want to. So the next question, let's continue. I'm going to add another question here. So this one says, let's see, please rate the following aspects. Let me see, rate the following aspect of the training. Okay. So now the kind of question that has been selected here, I'm thinking is the multiple choice. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Multiple choice, and that is what I showed you guys here, something like this. So I can come here, sorry, on my untitled form. On the rules now, I'm going to create instructor. Let me do instructor's knowledge. The next row, I can say course content relevance. The next question, I can say, is my cursor, training materials and resources. Then the next one, I can say hands-on practice. Then I can add another one here, learning environment. So this is going to make for our rows. And then the columns. Now you can have very poor. You can have poor. You can have average. Here you can have good. And here you can have excellent. Okay. So if we go to refresh our listing, let's see what it looks like again. Next. Next. Yep, here we go. You can see, so instructor's knowledge, if it was very good, you can say excellent. If it was poor, you can say very poor. Course content relevant. So people just need to come here and fill in all of this. All right. So this works, right? This works perfectly. Okay. So, any questions so far? Are we together? Sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Moving on. The next one we want to look at quickly application and impact. So I'm going to come here and create a new section, which is this. And I'll call this section application and impact. Okay. So I can just play around with this guy. Add question. How confident are you in applying what you learned? So this should be a multiple choice question. So I'm going to come here. Where's my cursor? All right, so very confident, somewhat, just ask one more question, so here's how your exam would come in, right? I'll give you a list of questions, and then I'll say, kindly create a Google form. With your knowledge of Google form, you are the form expatriate. So kindly create a Google form using.
My ask question.
Go ahead.
Before you create a new section, where would your toggle be? Because the sections I'm creating are not serial. They are rather in between, sort of at the bottom.
And
They
you have to
come
be
in
on the
between
last question now. You have to be on the last question.
Before you can create a new section.
Yes, because anywhere, if you are the first question, it's going to create the section after that. So you need to be at the point where you want a new section. So this question says, please describe one skill you learned during the training. So here, maybe I want a paragraph because it says describe. So I'll select paragraph. The next question could be, how do you intend to use the knowledge gained? All right, I'll come here. Where's my cursor? This one, we can use short answer. Short answer will be best for this one. So let's see. And then finally, can create just like this now. I want the next thing to be a section. So whilst I'm still here, I'll just quickly come here and select, I'm going to come here and select add section. So when I click on the add section, it brings up another section here. All right, and then I can now go ahead to say this should be suggestions. By the way, once I'm done with this form, I think I'll have to send it to you guys. Let me know what you think about my lecture sections for the past 4 days, or the past 3 days rather, inclusive of today. And so I'm going to add another question, which is this guy. And the question would be, would you recommend this training to others? These suggestions, if I want the 3 of them included, I'll just come here and say add all. And you can see all of them are here. Again, I want to add another question. What would you suggest we improve in the future sessions? Okay, let's see. So this should be a short answer. Short answer. Oh no, let's do, because some persons may want to type plenty things. So let's put a paragraph and add another question.
So sorry, sir. How do you remove a section?
How do you what?
Remove a section.
Yeah, you can delete it now. But if you have questions under that section, everything will go. So take, for example, now, this section, you want to delete it. You come here, click here, and say delete section. Everything will go. So if you have questions underneath it, everything goes. But what you can do is you can do merge with above. So when you click merge with above, the questions that are beneath it will be attached to the section above. Undo. I went to mistakenly click on merge. Okay. So this guy should be short answer. Okay, so I think we have been able to touch. Okay, so you have maybe we can do drop down for this one. Let me change this to drop down so we have a feel of what drop down actually looks like. So I'll click drop down here. Which other question have we not done? Which other question type? We've done short answer, we've done paragraph, multiple choice, checkbox, drop down. Then file upload. Now the issue with file upload is the person must have a Gmail account. You know, usually the person must be able to sign in to have actually upload their files. Right, so it just gives room for them. But I'm just you can see it says, let respondents upload files to Drive. Files will be uploaded to the form owner, blah, blah, blah. Residents will be required to sign in to Google, you see, when file upload questions are added to a form. Make sure to only share this form with blah, blah, blah. So I think I'll just skip that because I don't think I want to bug anybody. The next thing is we've done linear scale. We could also try. Sorry?
Not the for secretary office.
Sorry? Is that for me?
Mr. Frederick, your mic. No.
All right. So, so here maybe I want to say, oh yeah, rates on a scale of 5. On a scale of 5, rates the trainings so far. All right, so the respondents would have liberty to, you know, give me a bit of ratings. Okay, then let's see, which other one have we not touched? Okay, date and time. So if you want them to actually, you know, maybe it's you want to get their date of birth, or let me not do date of birth now. Let's do, what can we tell? Time they sent reports. Yeah, what? Okay. Somebody said the time they answered. Dates answered. Let's do date answered. Let's see. So if I come here, I think by default, I didn't even have to select anything really. You can see that it has already brought the month, day, year, because it figured that date is included here. Rather, you could just come here and select date. Again, you can add one more, which is time answered. Time answered. Time answered. And come here and select time. Okay. I think we've done quite well. Okay, so let's see what we've done so far. I'm going to come refresh my preview again. Let's see. Ouch. Okay, so again, this is our form. Next. Let's see what it looks like. So this is our guide. Do you love your job? Blah, blah, blah. What modules do you? This is the next one. Next. How confident are you in applying what you learned? Somebody can say very confident or somewhat. Which tools did you use for your final project? I say Excel, Power BI, anyone. Please describe one skill you learned during the training. You can come here and type the plenty. How do you intend to use the knowledge? You can type. Next. Would you recommend this training to others? Now, this is the drop down. So the person has to click and then select yes or no. What do you suggest? You can come here and type that as well. If a follow-up course to be organized, which topic would you like covered? On a scale of 5, rate the training so far. You can say 5, you can say 4, or you can say 3, or you can say, as the case may be. Date answered. So it now gives you the opportunity to select using the date picker. If I click on the date picker, I can select, you know, the particular date in question. If maybe you answered it in 2020, 2019 or 2018, you can still select that, say January, as the case may be. Time, you can come here and insert your time, and when you are done, they now say submit. At this juncture, do you have any questions? Who is answering it? Yes, now that's the aim now. Any question? Do I move on?
I have a question now. I can't see back and next from my end.
Where are you?
And I can't also see the submit. But I'm able to access all the forms and do everything, but I can't see back and submit.
Maybe now Yahoo you're using.
Are you on preview?
No, I'm negative.
You need to be on preview now. See what we did. We used see this eye here. Click on it to take it to preview. So we are trying to preview the form as if we want to answer.
Okay, I can see now.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
So we have to create a new session after each questions.
So it depends on your question. Now you're the one that has the questions. How do you want them answered? So I created sections there because I feel everything here that we asked should be under demographics. That's why I created a section here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. If we are done with questions, yes, please.
How do I get the options?
Scroll down now. Scroll down. So where are you asking the question?
I'm just asking for the last two sessions.
So go down now. Those were questions. So create a question. Come to this part, this section. This is a section now. What you actually need to create is a question. There are two things: a section and a question. So sections are like the heading for the following questions, just like we had for demographics. Demographic is a section. Under the section, you now had age here. So what you have created now, all of these are sections. You've not created a question. So at this point now, you need to now click on this plus. So this is where the question, you now get to ask questions. So if you say dates, you now change the format here to date and time. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so one thing we can do now is, our form does not have a title yet. So again, if you click here, the title we created just comes up here. The impact of XYZ government on PGD students. Okay. Now that we are done with our questions, let's go to responses. No, before we go to responses, let's go to our team. Someone's asking a question. Okay. So if we go to where we have customized theme, you click on it. And under the customized theme section, you can decide to select the particular color or header you want, as the case may be. So for headers, I love to play around using the Comic Sans. It's a playful style, just like you have here. You can see how it looks like. And then questions. Maybe I also want to use I also want to use the Comic Sans as well. Text, Comic Sans. All right, so you see all my texts have changed to that particular font. The next thing we want to do is, the next thing here is the header. So when you click on choose image, we have two options, or I think three options. If you already have a designed header for your work, for the questionnaire, then as usual, you can go to upload and then upload your questionnaire picture. All right, let me see, do I have anyone in that regard here? This work. Okay, I think I'll just skip this. I don't think I have any picture to that effect. Okay, let me play around using this guy. So this is me. I have just uploaded the picture I want to use. So you have to be able to crop it. So I think the part I love to crop, I want to use here is just this hands-on session. All right, so this is going to be my image. This is going to be my image. And I can say done. All right, so you can see my image has now shown on the picture. However, if you do not have an image, all right, you can, let's go, say choose image, and then you need to have certain things being selected here while it's loading, okay? So you have, if it's something that relates to work and school, that's the theme here. You can just select through, you have lots of things you can make use of here. All right, but if you have a designed picture already, by all means, please, you can make use of that. With illustration, we have to do with birthday, or if it's a wedding. So when you click on wedding, the wedding theme category here, you would have, you know, access to that. I think this is just all I have for birthday. Oh, sorry, for wedding. Again, you can use photos if you want to search for photos. No photos were found in your account. Please add photos and try reloading. Right, so I don't have any photo on that. So maybe I can just go ahead with the picture I used. I think that made sense. Just search for it. Okay, I think this is our guy. Yes, please. Which picture is that? No, so see, that's the space that was given to you. So whatever, it has to be in this dimension. Yeah, it has to be in this dimension. Right. So whatever you're doing has to be, whatever image you, so what I do usually is, if I want to design a picture for that purpose, I usually would just go to Google and search dimensions for Google Form header. You can see there, Google Form header. So the dimension will come up. You can see it's 1600 by 400. So whatever you are doing has to be in that range. Else, it will be cutting off the distance here. So for this instance, now I can just highlight these guys and do this. This should work for me. I think I have some space more, so let me just. Mahmoud, what happened? What was fast? I'm trying to beat up with the time now. All right, so yeah. Yeah, it will come on, yes, to be on top of this thing. All right, so that's for the header. That's the header picture. So I can come here. You can see that Google Form now tries to work with the color I just uploaded. You see, we no longer have the purple picture here again. You can see, so you also have liberty to actually change the colors to suit whatever your brand is. And you can, if you see the plus icon here on the color, you can add a custom color. If I click on this, right, I can decide to choose whichever color I want to use. You know, I think I need something like this. Okay, so once I'm done with that, I will say add. So now I've added. You can see I choose something that was in line with my header picture. Then my background, I can go for something darker, something like that, like this, you know, as the case may be. Okay, I think that's that for customization, customizing your form. That's the theme, customizing the theme rather. So when you are done, you just close this, and that sticks. All right. What else? What else? What else? So if I come to this our preview and I refresh this guy, we should have the newer version, and here we go. So this is what it's going to look like when people try to, you know, fill the form. They get, you know, the form looking this interactive, you know, and what have you. All right. So yeah, let's go back to our questions. The next thing we want to quickly look at is the responses. Responses. Before we go, let's go to settings before responses. Settings. So first off, the first thing we are seeing here is, do you want to make this a quiz? Means that you can use Google Forms to set exams for your students or for your staff or whatever it is. If we decide to do that, if I come here and do this, now you have options to release grades immediately after each submission or later after manual review. What happens is, immediately after they have submitted, they have finished the last question. If it is 20/20, the person will see the person's score immediately. All right. But if maybe you want it to be later after manual review, all right, it will mean that you would now have to send them back the answers, the results at the end of the day. But ideally, this is probably best so that you don't struggle, you don't have to think about, you know, sending them back questions and all of that. All right, so respondent settings on this. Missed questions. Respondents can see which questions were answered incorrectly. If that's what you want, then you leave this toggled on. Correct answers. Respondents can see correct answers after grades are released. You can toggle that on if that's what you want to. Point values. Respondents can see the total points and points received for each question. All right. And then default question point value means how many marks for each question. So if it is 5 marks, you can come here and write 5 marks, 5 points. All right. That's if you want to make this a quiz. But I don't think you want to make this is your questionnaire a quiz, because I don't think you want to actually score people here. So I'm going to toggle this off. All right. Moving on. The next thing we see here is responses. Manage how responses are protected and collected. So if we drop this down, do you want to collect email address? If yes, so there are 3 things here. The first one is do not collect. Do not collect means you don't want to collect anybody's email address. The second one is verified. It means that if you say verified, it means that whoever is filling this form, the person's email address must be correct. that is verified. However, if you leave it on respondent input, it means whether the person makes a mistake or not, it really doesn't concern you. All right. So for this, I don't think we want to collect email addresses. So I'll leave it at do not collect. Send responders a copy of their response. So it means for this one, if you want, after they have filled the form, you want them to also have a copy of what they have filled, right? Then you want to toggle this guy on. But for this to work, you can see it says it requires that you collect what? Their email addresses. The next one is allow response editing. So if after somebody has filled the form and there's a mistake, you want him to have the liberty to be able to go back and select that, then you want to toggle this guy on. I don't need that. The next one here is requires limits to one response. So if you want a situation whereby individuals have the liberty of only answering the question once, right, then you need to toggle this. But for this to work, it means the respondent must actually sign in to their Google account so that the system can recognize the person's email address. Finally, what we have here is, just toggle this off. The next one is the presentation. So you want to manage how the form and responses are presented. First off, do you want to show progress bar? So as they are clicking, it tells them, oh, you have answered 1 of 10, or you have answered 2 of 10. If that's what you want, you can toggle this on. Shuffle question order. I'm sure you know how JAMB exams work. The question 1 of your question 1 is another person's question 5, right? So if that's what you want, then you can toggle the question order, right? And then after submission, you know, sometimes when you submit a form, there's a message that comes up, thank you for filling our form. You can join our WhatsApp channel here or do something, right? So you can come here and edit this. So you can say, hello, respondent. Thank you so much for taking out time to fill this form. We are grateful. Cheers. For more information, kindly visit our website at www.nairosolutions.com. All right. So this is what they are going to see after they have filled the form. I can come here and say save. Okay. Now, after that person has filled, do you want to show another link to submit another response? If that's what you want, then you should leave this toggled on. View result summary. Share results with respondents. If that's what you want, you can toggle this on. Restrictions. Do you want to disable autosave for all respondents? So you know that when you are filling a form, maybe something can come up and you just leave the form for a while and then you go and attend to other things, right? If you disable autosave, it means that when that person comes back to try to continue the form, it would be, he will have to start from afresh again. So you actually want to enable that, enable autosave for all respondents. So yeah, that's for presentation. Let's see, the next one is default. Settings apply to this form and new forms. So it means that if you say do not collect email addresses for this particular form, it means subsequently any other form you try to create will not also collect addresses. However, you can still change that. And then for question default, make questions required by default if that's what you want. If you want all your questions to be a compulsory question, you can actually toggle this so that you don't forget the next time you're trying to, create a form. And so I think I said I was going to make mention of that. Let me just quickly do one here, which is I'll create another one. This is phone number. So this should be a short answer text. I can say I want it required. So if I toggle this on, it means it's going to be what? A required question. Now, on this more options, when you click on more options here, you have to either put a description or a response validation. Remember the validation I was talking about the other time. If I click on the response validation, I mean, you can see what you have here. You can either create a validation for number, text, length, or regular expression. If it is number, it means that the number can be either greater than something, greater than or equals to, less than, you know, is number. So I love to use this one, is number, means that whatever somebody puts here must be a what? A number. So custom error text, I can come to here and say, so that if the person puts something wrong, I can say, hey, you need to do the right thing. Right? So yeah, that's for that. Now that we are done with the form, before I go on, do we have any questions? Do we have any? Yes?
So please come again with this adding of number.
Short. You say I should go again with what?
Come again with adding of number. I didn't get it clear.
Okay. So this is our number. I said this is the number. And I'm saying we want to include a response validation. We want to actually ensure that they put actual numbers. Okay. So we came to this icon here, more options, selected it, and we said response validation. So we clicked on it and said number, it is number we want. So we now said we want that this number is, we have the options here, either greater than, less than, equal to, but the one that concerns us, because we want to ensure that it is an actual number they put. If you are conversant with probably maybe advanced Excel, you can also do there's a formula called its number. So its number means that your response, your result at the end of the day, if it is a number, right, Excel is going to return true. If it's not a number, Excel is going to return false. So the same thing here. We want to say that the validation we are putting here must be that whatever the person is answering here must be a number. Then we came here and wrote a custom error text in case the person still goes ahead to type a text, which we are going to try now. And we'll say, hey, you need to do the right thing. Okay. So once we are done, you can see, again, one beautiful thing about Google Docs is that all our changes are saved in real time, automatically. Now that we are done, the next thing for us to do is go to responses. Go to responses. And so for responses, remember you have asked questions and people will answer the questions. But when they answer those questions, where do the responses go to? So we need to go to settings. We come to settings, responses rather. And then you see this icon here that says what? Link to sheets. Link to sheets. So we're going to come here and click on, well, before we go to link to sheets, let's try and, okay, let's just go ahead. So when I click on link to sheets, it brings up this dialog box that said, do you want to create a new spreadsheet or select existing spreadsheet? Because this is the first time we are creating a sheet for this particular form, we are going to stick to create a new spreadsheet. And to your far right corner here, you will see create. Once I click on create, you can see it's going to create a Google Sheet on your drive automatically. And you can see it has created a sheet, and the title of this sheet is what? The impact of XYZ government on PGD student responses. So I can come here and probably I don't want this title again. I'll come here to my questions. Maybe I want an actual, do this data.
Meeting. Every time it's meeting.
I can come here and say Google Workspace, Google Workspace training feedback questionnaire. Okay. All right. So do we need this? Because I want to send this form to you guys now so that you feel. I'm just going to take this off. I don't think I need this guy here. I don't need your age, so I'll take that off. Occupation. Do I need this? I don't think I need this part. So I'll skip that. Gender, male, female. I think that's fair. Do I need your email address? Not necessary. So let's see. I do gender, works experience. Okay, instead let me do this. Control C. Sorry, this should be course experience. Course experience. Here should be how would you rate the overall quality of the training? So here I would say very poor. I would say here I could say excellent. What modules did you find most useful? So I can come here now. I'll change this to, I think the first we did was Google Sheets. Google Sheets. Then we went to Google Docs. Then we did Google Slides. Then we went ahead to do, what else did we do? Okay, we did Google Drive first though. Google Drive. Then this Drive. Google Forms. So what? Oh, thank you very much. Google Forms. Okay. Then for this, I can delete this. I don't want this one, none. Well, none. Some persons may not find anyone useful, so I'll leave the none. Then please rate the following aspects of the training. So yeah, that's good. Application, how confident are you? Blah blah blah. Which tools did you find useful? Which tool did you use for your final project? We've not done projects, Abby, so I can skip this part. Let me skip this. Delete this. Delete. Okay. Suggestion and overall. Would you recommend training? Yes, no. What would you do? If you follow blah 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 on a scale of this answer, I don't think I need this guy actually. It's skip time answer. I don't need you. Skip phone number. Do I need? What happened? Huh? Email address. Okay, I should request for email address, Abby. Okay. Okay, let me do email address. email address. So for email address now, I can actually do a validation to confirm that it's an actual email. So I can come here. Let me make this required. I'll come here and say response validation. That this text, this one now is text. This text actually, you can see here, email. So that the text is actually an email. So if somebody puts here something does not look like an email, the system will bounce back saying no, it's not, so I can come here and say, hey, do the right thing. Okay. So once I think that is all. Yes, I think it's required. Yeah, it's required. You can make it, you can. So anything else? Okay, so now that we are done with this, the next thing we want to quickly do is we want to now be able to share this. Two things. Two persons can actually be working on a particular document, on this particular form. So again, remember what we have been doing from onset, from Docs, Drive, and all. You can actually share this to make people become collaborators to the form as well. So somebody else can actually add things to this form. So I can come here and again, I'm going to add this my guy, and I can make him a responder or an editor. If I want him to actually edit, I'll just make him an editor. However, I don't think I want to do that. But allow editors to viewers and commenters can see the option to download, print, and copy. I'll skip that. I don't need that. So the next thing I want to look at here is publish. So now this is our form. We need to actually publish it online so that other people can actually have access to field. So I'll come here and say publish. Publish. And then the respondents, anybody with the link can actually respond. However, if that's not the case, I can change that. I'll say manage. And then I can say respondents, I don't want it to be anyone with link. I want it restricted. If that's what you want, then you can select restricted. However, anyone with link will be fair since this is a questionnaire form, right? Anyone with the link should be able to answer. So once I'm done, I'll say done, and yes, publish. So my form has been published. My form has been published. Now, at this point, you can actually print this your form. Let's say you have been able to you are done with your form, and there are some persons you feel they still need hard copy of the form. You don't have to go to Google Docs or Microsoft Word again to start typing all these things. All you just need to do is come here and print. And once you print, it's going to give you you can see all the things we did in the Google form that has brought it to you as a Microsoft Word or a PDF file. So you can now print this and go and give to whoever you want to give the yes, please. No, it's your, so you're actually creating the form for a particular purpose. In your own case now, it could be you will do your PGD project now, and you send questionnaires to people. I don't know what your topic is going to be on. I don't know your topic. The people that are here, the people that need the questions. Take for example now, this questionnaire, I am doing it for the students of this class. So my respondents are my students. So for you now, the respondents, depending on what your project topic is on, then those are the sets of persons you would have to reach out to. So I don't know, it's not preempted that there is a particular set of person you have to share this. So you just know. I think there's a place for, what do they call that thing? This sect a bit section, like there's a place of the kind of, I know when I did my own postgraduate program, there's a particular, it was supposed to be for a particular center. So my respondents were everybody in that particular center. So I won't send my link to somebody else. It has to be people who are in the confine of that, center. So here you go. Once you are done, you can just save this or go ahead to print it. Let me just save this for the purpose of that. You can see it comes with your name, and here you go. So once that is done, there's what I was looking for is my link. Okay, yeah. So you can see this link here that says copy responders link. Copy responders link. Now this is the link I'm going to send to Favor, and Favor is going to drop it on your group chat so that you all can send my. So I'm just going to click on copy. This is the link. However, the link is very long here, so I can click on shorten link. When I click on shorten link, the link becomes shorter. So I can now say copy, and I'll now go ahead and look for Favor's contact and send it to her so that she can send it to your group chat. Yes, Favor, please confirm you have received the link, and you should have the link now. Yes, please.
Yes, I've received it.
All right, this is the link here. This is the icon here. You just need to click on it. So let me try to use incognito window to access the link. Let's see what it looks like. Now, this is me trying to click on the link as if I want to fill. Let's see what it looks like.
Do you know why we use this thing so yesterday?
Okay. So yeah, this is it. This is what it looks like. And if I say next, you can see gender, blah, 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 next. On the scale of this, when you're done, next. Please, I want us to fill so that we can see the results in real time. Please, just go ahead. It won't take in 2, 3, 4 minutes. You can just go ahead so that we'll see. What's the time now? This is 11:59. Okay, let's go for break. We'll go for break by 12. I will come back at 12:30. So by the time we are coming back, we should have been able to submit our what's it called? Submit the form so that we can look through and then possibly do some analysis with what the data that will be given to us at the end of the day. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you at 12:30.
So you stopped the recording, right?
I want to stop it. I'm trying to search for that. Just a second. Okay, so all right. So I guess we are back. Okay. So let's see so far how many persons have been able to fill our form. I see. Okay. So you can see that, like I made mention, that in real time, we have our responses here. I have that about 16% of them. So let's do our analysis. About 37% of them are female. Where's Samson? Has gone. Okay. And about 10 persons have filled the form, and they are male. And let's see. How would you rate the overall quality of the training? Okay. About 5 persons said 10. About 4 persons said 5 persons said 4, and 1 person said 3. I don't know what I did to this person though. Which module did you find most useful? Okay. So 10 persons said Google Sheets. 9 persons said Google Form. 8 persons said Google Drive. And about 9 persons said Google Slides. All right. And okay. So here, what do you have? Okay. So instructor's knowledge, we have 9 persons said the instructor's knowledge was excellent. About somebody said I don't know what I'm doing. No. You know what the person said. Okay, average. Okay, the person said average. Okay. I thought it was 0. Then for course content relevance, okay, they say about 7% said excellent, 8% said good, and 1% said on the average. Okay. So training materials and resources. Somebody said 7% said excellent, 7 said good, and 2 persons said on the average. Okay. Moving on, let's see. For hands-on practice, people said 7 persons said excellent, 5 persons said good, 2 persons said it was average, and then 2 persons said poor. How? At what point? I'd love to have a conversation. Let me know. I hope you wrote how I could improve in the other session. And then learning environment. Well, I don't think I have anything to do with this one actually, but it's not my fault, or it wasn't my fault. 3 excellent, 8 said good, and 4 persons said average, and 1 person said poor. Okay. How confident are you in applying what you learned in your current role? Okay. So a good number of persons said very confident. That's amazing. 4 persons, that's 25%, said somewhat confident, and 1 person said not confident at all. Please, let's have a conversation afterwards so you know yourself. Please describe one key skill you learned during the. Okay, so somebody said Google Sheets, creation of Google Form, how to use Google Sheets better, how to use Google Apps, how to prepare reports, quick blah blah blah. Google Sheets and chat. I can develop a questionnaire. Nice. Google Sheets and Google Form, how to navigate. I learned how to make blah 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 blah. How do you intend to use the knowledge gained? Okay, collaborating with my colleagues to improve my data skills, apply to my business, improve my work. I intend to. Thank you. Suggestion. Would you recommend this training? Okay. Everybody said yes. Amazing. What would you suggest? Okay. Backup internet connectivity. Time management. Okay. This person, I'd love to know how you mean time management. So, internet, better network, and ACs in the classroom. Areas of improvement could be real-life scenarios relevant to our work, such as creating collaborative reports among students to enable them conversant with far. Is that not what we did? Areas of improvement, real-life scenarios relevant to our work. Okay. More hands-on experience, better network, stable internet, and strength. If a follow-up course were to be honest, which topic would you choose? Okay. So data analysis. Somebody said Google Sheets again. Laws, formation, and legislation. I have nothing to do with that one. This one is ICT I'm teaching you. This one I'm saying laws, formation, and legislation. Okay, somebody said Power BI using Google Meet, On a scale of 5, rate the trainings. Okay, on the average, a good 5 person, 10 persons gave 5, 6 persons gave 4, and 1 person gave 3. All right, phone number, okay, email address. So you can see that in how many minutes? In less than 30 minutes, we were able to generate 17 responses. All right. And so imagine you have given your form link to whoever, and then your form starts coming in, and in less than 2-3 weeks, you have saved yourself the stress of going from places with paper and pen to say tick, 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 and all of that. All right. And so if you go to your viewing sheets again, you will see that in real time, I also have those responses on my sheet. I can see the time all of them came in. You can see on the average of 10 minutes, we had about 13 responses. All right. So it's really a good tool if you are able to utilize very effectively. All right. So, yeah, I guess that is that for Google Forms. Is there anything we have not touched here? I think we have basically. So yeah, one more thing. For example, now this particular chart, if I want to copy this chart, I just come here and click on copy chart. I can go to my Google Docs. Where's our Docs? Let me just use any random document here. And I can come here and paste this guy. Paste. Do you want, so it's asking, do you want to link it to the form? No, I don't. Just give me unlinked. So, and here you go. So you have your chart. While you're doing your reports, your whatever, you can be on real time, just copy the charts from the responses. You've already started your analysis. So it's safe to say a good number of our respondents are males, and about 64.7% of them were the ones that failed, while 35.3% are female. We're done with that part of gender analysis. Move on to the next one. Yes. Those of us online, how far? Are we good? What is that person do? What would you like?
Yes, like I
sure this is what the person. This is not what the person used though. The person used linear scale. Yes.
Then here now.
Very poor and excellent. Number 1, very poor. Number 5, very excellent. That's all. Yes. All right. So your exam, like I said, could come in this form. I could give you maybe 15 questions, and I could section them, and I'll tell you to create a Google form that should be sectioned. And obviously, I'm going to try my best to give questions that would have all the question types there. So you now need to know which question type to use for, the other. But trust me, my exams are usually very sweet. So you'll come out on Saturday smiling. Just see the way you're laughing now. Yeah? That's the way you'll be laughing when you come out on Saturday. Trust me. So don't worry. Nobody fails my exam. Nobody fails my exam. So pass, yes. Pass. 90, 95. Anybody that fails, maybe the person got 90. So it should be 95 and above. Right. Yes. That's if there's time now. Somebody said that I don't do time management. So are you sure I would be? That's what the person, somebody wrote time management now. That's where they want me to. Time is not enough.
Yes.
Well, let's see. We have Google Meet to quickly attend to after this session now. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. If not, Madam Favor, are you on the call?
Yes, sir.
So they are requesting for an overview, a run through again from day one. So if I'm not able, I'm sure you should be able to handle that session now. What's more?
Be able to, sir, please, you do it. Thank you, sir.
It's all right. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, let's quickly move on to where's my slide?
Can I say something, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I tried to create during the break. I tried to create a questionnaire for projects topic, but after the questions, I don't know how to create the responses or how to save it. Can I share it?
Okay, give me a second. Let me see.
Just guys, just like 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah, share your screen.
Fine fit.
All right.
So on the response side,
I
don't know what it's showing blank. So I don't know how to.
You've not linked it now? What do you want to see? Has anybody answered the question?
How do I create the question, the response as well?
Wait, I want to understand something. Is it the link to answer your question you're referring to?
Yes.
See, look up. Can you see where you have publish? Number one, you've not published your link. You've not published your form yet. So first off, click on publish. See publish to the far right now. Up. Mr. Emmanuel. Up. Okay. Can you
Close
give me
to where you have your profile icon?
Give me access to
your top right corner.
Give me access to your screen.
I can do that.
Have you granted me access?
Yes, confirm.
Okay. So can you see the mouse moving?
Yes.
Have you seen this publish?
Okay.
So first off, you click on publish and why is it not publishing? Publish. Are you still controlling the mouse?
No, I'm not controlling you.
Why is it not?
No response.
I don't know why it's not clicking. Okay, let me. Selecting other things now. So why is it? Okay, just try to do it yourself. Okay. I don't know. Try to click on the publish yourself. It shouldn't be. I say publish, Mr. Emmanuel, publish. Click on the publish.
The purple button, top right corner.
See it now, it's written publish here. At top right.
This is covering later.
See.
Let me know waste time. Let me know disturb the class. I will do it on my own.
I'm
After the
sending the
class.
screenshots to the WhatsApp group to show it to you.
To show the thing.
All right. I hope that helps.
Please, let's move on.
Yes, boss. All right. Moving on. It is. So on your slides, you have, sorry, let me share my screen. Okay. So here on your slide, you have all that we have done. We have all we have done. Then did we touch this part? Let me see. Let me see something I saw there on our forms. Okay, so on these responses too, if maybe you are done with your questionnaire, and you don't want people to fill the form anymore. So you can, on this, you see this eclipse here, once you click on it, you can unlink form, unlink the form. When you do that, so it would stop, is that it? That's not, okay. It will stop sending.
Published. I've seen it published. Yeah,
all right.
It was covered. I think I've seen it now.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Then you can also do a thing where, so for every response that people get, you get to fill your form. They should be able, you will get an email notification if that's what you want. For me, I see it as it should just be flooding your email, because every time, if 500 persons fill the form, so you will get 500 email notifications. So it doesn't really make sense for me at all. So yeah, you can unlink if you want to. And then, so one good thing again that you can do is on the responses, you have what we have just done now is the summary of all the responses. Then you can also see each questions for you can see the responses per question. So for the first one now, which is gender, you can see this is 12 responses against 6 for male. Under view options, you can see the what's it called? This is the question that was asked. These are the responses. That's for if you need it per question, right? And then if it's individual, so for every individual, you can also generate an analysis for every individual. This is for individual. You can see this is one person. This is what the person selected. This is what the person said, good. This is what the person, so you can actually narrow it down to the individual responses, all right, as the case may be. Yes, please. Where are you, sir? Which place? Where were you before? See, you just come back to here. This one again. Come back here. So you want to edit it again? Is it loading? It's trying to load. Yeah. All right. Let's yeah, I think I've got, and then you can also unpublish the form here. This is what I was looking for. Unpublish the form from this Eclipse here and unpublish. So once you unpublish, it means you cannot, people can't access it again. And then for prefill, embed, this is what I'm looking for. Embed. If you have a website and you want to attach this to, yeah, what's up? You want to attach this form to your website. Probably you have a developer who is creating your website. You just click on the embed HTML, and then you give the guy this. this code, and so he can now put it on his whatever program he's actually writing on, and then it shows like a form on the website. So yeah, that is that about that's that about Google Form. So we have been able to understand the forms display screen. We have been able to create forms. We've been able to add questions. This is our recap. We've been able to send forms. We've been able to link sheets. We've been able to view our responses. And in the next 1 hour, let's see. This is 12:52. Okay, the next 1 hour, let's quickly look at Google Meet. Google Meet. And what we are going to be looking at is first how to schedule a video meeting from Google Calendar. Hello, hello, please kindly unmute your mic.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to see how to schedule a video meeting from Google Calendar. We'll see how to join a video meeting, understand the Meet display screen, presenting your screen in a meeting, managing meetings, changing audio and video settings, starting a video meeting from Gmail, starting a video meeting from Google Meet. All right, so here you go. So the first thing we want to do is we want to see how we can schedule a video meeting from our Google Calendar. It's very, very simple and straightforward. All right. So, okay, let's see how it works. Okay. So let's go. Come here and so for me to go back to our, our Google Apps again, I can just click on the form icon here. When I click on it, it takes me back to the Forms home. And when it does that, I can have access to our Google Apps menu here. So once I click on that, so you can see the forms, all the forms I've created before. All right. This is the one we just created. Right. So I'll click on this, and where's our guy? Calendar. This is what we want to look for. Calendar. So I'm going to click on calendar. And this is our calendar that's trying to open. Okay. Sure, please. I need to respond to a mail from the office. Just a second. All right, sorry about that. All right, so now that we are here, right? I mean, this is calendar where you can actually, schedule tasks and all, but that's not the purpose of today's of this class. You can look that up. Yeah. If I'm recording, I think so. Yes, I am. I'm recording. I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. All right. So let's assume we want to schedule a class for tomorrow. Okay, no. When is your exam? On the 17th. That's on Saturday. So let's assume we want to schedule a class for Saturday. Right. So we can do, I'll just come to click Saturday. You see on the far left where you have the calendar, you can see it here. I'll just click on 17th. So it has brought Saturday for me. Ideally, I used to have a class from 7 to 9 on Saturday morning. So let's say your exam starts by 10, Abi, 9, 10. Okay, so where we have the 10 o'clock mark, I can just double click on that place. So when you double click, it brings you to this particular sheet, this work, yeah, something like that. So it's requesting for something which is add title. Add title. So let's say our title is Google Workspace. Google Workspace exam. Google Workspace exam. PGD OHSE. Okay. So you can see we have the date here, May 17, 10 a.m. My exam, should I give people 2 hours or 2 hours, 30 minutes? 4 hours cash. Let's do 2.5 hours. 2 hours.
No, 3 hours. So 3 hours because of some people where they slow. 3 hours.
Okay, let's see. 3 hours. Okay, so by 1 p.m. you are done. Then you have liberty to say, okay, if you want it to be, if it's a repeated program, right, you can decide to come here and say, okay, it's daily or it is weekly. So it means that this exam will be holding every week. And if it is monthly on the 3rd Saturday, you can do that. If it is annually on May 17th, if it is every weekday, or you want to select custom days, you can actually play around that. All right. Now, the next thing that really concerns us here is, you can see this guy here. Is there any issue, Mahmoud? Calendar. So click on 17. Samson, how far now? Samson. Have you clicked on 17?
Yes.
Click on it now. You've not clicked on it. You click on it. So it is 10 o'clock, Abi. So double click on 10 on the double click, yes. Good. That's where we are. So please click on add Google Meet video conferencing. So good. So it has given us a meeting link that we'll use for this exam. So what we can do here, let's see what we have here. Video call options. If I click on this, no, let's skip this. Because we are going to do this. We're going to do this when we go into the Google Meet. So because this is going to bore us. No, it's not allowing me to go away from here. Okay, back there. All right. So join Google Meet. If you want to copy the link and share to people, you can click on this, and then you copy to other people. Then here it's saying add location. What I can do is I can say remote or on-site. However, now I'll just click outside here so that only the remote stick. Now here's one beautiful thing about using my calendar to schedule meetings that I love to do. You see this notification that says 30 minutes. What this means is that once it's 30 minutes to the time, it will remind people that, hey, you have a meeting. And I love to add another one here. This one now, I will change this one to 15 minutes. I'll add another one. This is 10 minutes. I'll add another one. This one is for 5 minutes. So that nobody will say they did not get notification. So once it's 30 minutes, your calendar reminds you that you have a class. Once it's 15 minutes, it reminds you again. Once it's 10 minutes, once it's 5 minutes, so that you have access to that. Then I'm the person who is organizing it. Then if there's a description, I can come here and say, hello, students. Kindly join the class, sorry, the exam. No, kindly find attached the meeting link. Cheers. Your tutor. Sir. Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess we're good. So now at the far right corner, see where we have guests. I think Favor sent me all of your emails. So I'm going to try and do something now. I'm going to add everybody as long as your mail is on that list though. So let me search for English. Oh. Okay. Okay. So I have 29. Control C. I have 29 links here, emails here. So I'll just come here and paste all of them. It's not showing like I want it to show. Okay. So I'll just have to do this manually then. I'll come here and say, comma. This is weird. Okay, so everybody is here. Yeah, I can see everybody's email here now. Why do you have this asterisk on all of them? This is not your email. Didn't you submit your email? So I have added everybody now as my guest, right? And let me add my guy to admin at Naira Solutions, okay? Okay, yeah, so I guess we are good. So under these times, calendar cannot be shown. Why? Everyone cannot resolve the indicated guest for one of the following. The guest will not use this. You may not have permission to access it. You may have invited a group containing more than 200 guests. Oh, that's a reason. Okay, so under guest permissions, I can give room to, I can uncheck this to say, I don't want you people to invite other people. Here, I can toggle this off if that's what I don't want. Then if I don't want Samson to see the other people in the list, I can toggle this off as well. All right. So once I'm done with that, I think I'm done basically with everything here. So I'm going to say save. So it's going to ask me, would you like to send invitation emails to Google Calendar guests? Yes, please. I want that. So I will say send. So by now, everybody should get a notification on their emails. Confirm. Those of us online, you have your email signed in here now. Has anybody gotten the notification? That's it now.
Yes, I have.
Good.
I didn't get any. I
You
didn't
did
get
not
any.
get. Who is that? Favor.
It's favor, yes, please.
Check now.
Use
Check.
Gmail, no use Yahoo Mail.
Is it Yahoo Mail she used?
Yes, I have.
I received it.
Just check. Maybe it's network. Check. Favor.
I received it.
Okay.
I did not receive.
Hold on. Maybe have you seen it now?
Yeah.
Favor Alpha.
I've seen it now.
All right. Good. So what this now means is you can see here, it says I have 31 guests. So there's a part where if we go to, I'd love to get, let me see. I want to access my second mail so that I can show you something. Show more accounts, admin@nairaSolutions.com. Oops, I don't think I have that. So let me see. Calendar. If I go to my calendar, and when this is my other email now, if I go to 17th, I should see that. Welcome to shift there. So you can see now that email. That's what is this now? Hope we are fine. Because why are we having this? All right, so here we go. So on the 17th, you can that please. All right, got it. So we have this guy here. So if I click on it, let's see. Now, I'm sure when you opened that your email, you saw yes, no, maybe. So if you would be attending the exam, you can come here and say yes. Click on yes. Click on yes. So if I go back to the original distance, I should see, let me try to update this. Let's see how many yeses. You can see we have 5 yeses now. So on the go, I am seeing the people who are responding to. So if I want to plan, if on that day, I'm planning to cook rice and chicken that day, with this data now, I know that only 5 people say they will come. So I cannot budget for only those 5 persons. So in my office, we held a program for some of our students, and we created a poll because we said we were going to, when they come, we're going to give them transport allowance back. And only some persons, they just felt, since they saw transport allowance, they will come. At the end of the day, we went to that poll, and it was only those people who ticked the poll that we sent the money. So because people that we are the ones we are planning on the budget, and then what we worked with was based on the poll. So whether or not you came, we went back to some persons came and said, but I came. I showed them the poll. Did you answer? No, it wasn't my fault. I'm a data analyst and we work with data. So that is for that. All right. So here we go. So we can also do something on this my what's it called? My this dialog box that has come up here on the calendar. If you look at this eclipse here, you can actually print this entire thing for people. If I click on print, you can see this is the invite. This is the calendar invite we just created. This is the name of the event. It was created by Nyrox Solutions, and this is the time. This is the dates. It's remote. This is the description. Blah blah blah. These are the guests. These are the number of persons who have, accepted the invite. And then these people, they have not accepted. So if I want to make, if at the end of the day, only these people accepted this thing, whatever will be shared that day, these are the people I will give. And then we are good to go. All right, let's go back to our calendar and see what we can do next. Now, what we have successfully done is we have scheduled our meeting from Google Calendar. Let's go into the Google Meet properly. Now that we have done this, I'm going to come here and as if I want to start the meeting, and I'm going to click on Join with Google Meet. Join with Google Meet. When I click that, it's going to open the Google Meet interface here. And this is the Meet interface, and it's telling me that this is the program is scheduled for Saturday, May 17th. But do you still want to join? Do you want to still use it now? You can go ahead and say yes. And then I can come here and I want to do something. I can. Now, if you look at the far left corner here, you would see that it's requesting which microphone do you want to use for this call. Currently, I'm using my pin-up mic, and then this is my speaker, right? So I can decide to say, oh, okay, maybe I want to go with a different kind of camera, a different type of mic. So it depends on the mic you are. Oh, did I turn on my video? Okay, let me sit down and see. All right, so again, this is my mic. I have several mics on my PC, so you want to actually use the one connect. If you're using an external mic, the name of the mic will be shown here. For me, you can see, if you can see my shirt, this is the mic I'm using on me, and it's called Airwave, so that's why it's been selected. And for your PC mic, you want to look for microphone real high-tech definition audio, if that's the mic you will be using, okay? And then for your speakers as well, because my system is connected to the screen here in the class, that's why you have the speaker is the Intel PNL720, blah, 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 all of that. However, if it's your speaker headphone you want to use, then you can select this. Then next thing, okay, we can, then camera. If you have an external camera, then maybe you want to make use of, just come here and change this to whichever camera. If you're using I normally would use my GoPro. If I'm at home, I can make use of the GoPro. Or if it's a virtual camera you're trying to use, you just need to select that from this point. And once we are done with that, I think I can go say join anyway. Just click join. I hope I don't have a holdback. All right, so here we are. I'm the only one on this call. Okay, we'll skip that part for now. So again, here's the main interface of the Google. Those of us online, can you still hear me and can you see my screen? Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. Okay, somebody's trying to join. Mahmoud, okay. So yeah, when somebody joins the call, this is how it shows. And then I have liberty to admit the person if I want to. So I just hope it does not give a callback. So I will just admit. Let me see. Okay. So okay, yeah. So this is Mahmoud on the call. And then, okay. Mahmoud, do you mind leaving the call? Just leave the call. Let me, so that we don't have that callback because we're in the same location. Click on this button. See this? Leave call. All right. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah, let's move on. Now, having done that, the first thing we are seeing here, again, you can see is our mic here with our video here as well. All right. And then you have the next thing you have here is the share screen. So usually when you click on your share screen, you have 3 items you can share. You can share a Chrome tab, you can share a window, you can share an entire screen. Now, what Chrome tab means is you can share, I have several Chrome tabs here, but I'm using a Chrome browser. So I can just share only the content of that particular tab. These are all the tabs open here. 1, 2, 3, you can see all of them here. Right? Then if it's a window I want to share, these are all the windows, opened on my browser. So I can share. Okay, let me decide to share this Zoom. This is our Zoom call. So I'm going to share. Let's see. Okay, so ignore. And here we go. So we can see all the people on the call here. So this is where you share from, and you see it's telling me you are presenting. I can click again to say stop presenting or present something else. If I say stop, present something else, I can decide to present entire screen. Now, currently I have 2 screens on my system, screen 1 and screen 2. Screen 1 is my laptop, while screen 2 is my extended screen, which is the one connected to my laptop. So I could decide to say, okay, I want to share the content of screen 2. Then I can go ahead and say share. So you can see it is showing me whatever is showing on this second screen. That is what is showing here at the moment. When I'm done, I can say stop presenting. Again, I'm the only one on the call, so I can go ahead and say the next thing here is reactions. So if at the end of my class and I'll say, people should clap for me now, then somebody will now come here and start using this one to say, we're clapping for you, or to celebrate you, the thumbs up. Or if maybe like somebody is laughing in the class now, the person wants to laugh, you can use this one. If somebody is confused, you can use this one. If somebody is sad, you can use this one. If the person is thinking. So whichever one works for you. And then so it also works with, so because I'm a dark-skinned person, I can decide to change the color of all these reactions by using this one, and I can change the skin tone to something. Am I that dark? No, let me use this. Yeah. So I think it only works for the hands actually. Okay, yeah, so this or this. All right. So yeah, that's for reactions. And then for captions, if I turn on captions, it's going to try and, you can see as I'm talking, it is trying to, these are for people who may be having hearing aids, but they can see. You can see it's trying to get what I am saying. It's on your screen now. See these captions here. You've not joined the meeting now. Join. Oh, okay. Join first. Join. When you join, I need you to turn this, go to volume. Mute. Yeah. So see the captions here. This guy. Just click on it. That's it. So what you can do, if you want to still join the meeting, you can join the meeting, but reduce put your volume on silent. All right, so here we go. Those of us online, are we still together?
Yes.
All right.
Where is the caption button?
The one that has CC.
The one that has what? I didn't get that. Yes, please. CC. This one. And then, so when you have, if you have questions you want to ask, and they say raise up your hand if you have any question. So this is where you need to click on. So if I click on raise hand, you can see it says somebody's hand is raised up. All right. And so after you have said something, you can see it says it sounds like you have said something. So your hand will be lowered. If you want it to be still raised up, though they've lowered it already, you can, lower that at the end of the day. Keep it raised or lower it down yourself. So here you go. What else? The next thing we want to quickly look at is the more options. So I thought you tried to join the call. Did you go out again? I can't see you. Oh, okay, you created your own link, right? Ah, I see. Okay. All right, no problem. Sorry. You didn't receive what? From where? Did you fill the form? Did you what's it called? The message, I don't know how Favor got the emails. Was where? And you still haven't gotten the email yet. Okay. I don't know, but please just give me a second. Do we go with this? Oh, all right. You can now put up your hand instead. Not down. So I can come here and say, this is not what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. So you have, if you use a paid account by Google or a business, a paid account, I think that's the word. If you use a paid account, you would have access to streaming and recording your classes, just like I have here. For you, I'm not sure you would get this, manage streaming or manage recording, right? If that's what if you have that, then you can actually stream your classes or stream your meetings to YouTube, right, or something. And then you also have the ability to record on your system as well. You can also change the layout of how you want it to be. If it is tiled, if there are so many people on the call, and then you want it showing like this, then you can use tiled. If it's spotlight, mute your just turn off your. No, don't go off. Have you gone off already? Where's the call?
I posted it before.
No, just go. Just hold on. Mute. Okay. Yeah, that's. All right. So if this is how you want it, spotlight or sidebar, you can just play around that. And then what else do we have here? Full screen. If you want it on full screen like this, this is full screen. All right. I think I should turn this guy off. It's distorting my view. Let them see your face now. so that you see those people in class. So I think I can, let me see if I change my layout, let me see if I have how it should be. Okay, we need more than one person on this call. That's why it's like this. Well, no problem. So, okay. So yeah, the next thing we want to look at, okay, let me exit. I can exit full screen if I want, or open picture in picture. So picture in picture means I can be doing all that things while I just have a small box here that, you know, that has the entire meeting while I'm still doing something else. But I'll just come here and say, bring the call back here. Okay, Samson is trying to come in. Admit Samson. All right. So we have how many persons do we have on this call now? 2 persons. All right. Moving on. Then backgrounds and effects. I'm sure there are some times where you see some persons and their videos looks like they have a different background. If you come to backgrounds and effects, you have backgrounds, you have filters, you have appearance. So I can decide to say, okay, let me change this my background to something else. Let's see if that picks up. I didn't select backgrounds. What is going on? Your computer might run slow while removing. Who told you? That's ended my video. The computer, okay, yeah. So that's changed my background, and it says I'm in space. Right. So I can, let me try to use this one. You can see, so my background now is, you know, like as if I have a bookshelf at my back. Right. Let me use this one. Okay. So that's for backgrounds and effects. Then you have filters as well. You can decide to play around. Maybe I want to put a safety helmet on my head. Let's see how that works. Okay. Then appearance as well. If you want to adjust video lightning and all, you can turn this on. Okay, so you see if my face is a bit, if you want portrait touch up, you can just, you know, toggle some of these things on. You want it smooth. So yeah, it's just for you to just play around some of all these things, yeah. And you have the styles as well. If you want to change, if it's a cloudy day, you can select cloudy day so that it pops your face up a bit, you know, that sort of thing. My video is hanging already. I think because of I'm on a Zoom call, I'm on a video call, Meet call. So it's a bit cracky, but let's see. So yeah, that's for, oh, okay. I see that Mahmoud has also changed his own frame. This is not me. Why am I looking this white? Let's go up. Okay, so that's that about backgrounds and effects. What else do we have here? If you have an issue, you want to report a problem, you can report. If you want to also report abuse too, you can also do that. Then troubleshooting and help. In case you have issues with the call. So currently it's telling me now that my system is heavy. The system load for my system is very heavy, right? Because I have lots of programs running on my PC, right? And so it says you might notice slow response time, choppy, blah, blah, blah. Close. So it's now recommending things I should do. All right, so it's telling me close browser tabs you don't need, close other apps, da, da, da. Audio and video devices, reduce resolution to 360p, you know, all of this. So once I'm done, it says network stability. All right, I can just close this guy. Let's see, what else do we have here? Settings. So if I go to settings, again, all of these things we have done now, it's on my slides. It's on my slide. So that's why when you were saying I should do recap, everything is just on my slide. If you just look at the pictures that I've shown you, you will see all we have done from the beginning. And so just like I made mention, the first thing is audio. You can decide to change your mic settings again. And then you can turn this noise cancellation off or on. So what noise cancellation does is it tries to filter out sound from your mic that is not speech. So like this fan that is currently blowing now, Google Meet has the ability to actually filter the fan's noise out because it will recognize that it is not a speech. And then you have the push to talk. So if you turn this on, it means maybe if I'm in a meeting, I want to talk, I can just hold my space bar and it opens my mic. Once I'm done talking, I can remove my hand from space bar, right? And that's for push to talk. And then this is for speaker, all right? So you can decide to test your speaker if it is working or not. If I press test, yeah. So that's the test sound to say, hey, your speaker is actually working. If I come to call control, you can control Meet using your USB device if that's what you want to do. If you have a device you want to connect, you can actually connect the device here. Moving on to video. And so you have this is the camera we're currently using. This is the resolution. You can set your resolution, the resolution you want to send to people. So there are two things here. You have send and receive. So if probably you want to maximize your internet, your data, you can decide to reduce this quality so that maybe people see a lower version of quality, right? Or if the one they are sending to you, that's like Mahmoud's video now. If I want to get it, why do we have that network issue? Okay. Sorry. Today is actually a please do stop. All right. Okay, so by default, the receive resolution here for me is on auto. The next thing I want to quickly look at is general. So do you want to send additional diagnostics info to Google? So it means that Google will use your, oh, I'm not sharing my screen at the moment. Can you guys see my screen?
No.
All right, give me a second. Okay, so I'm sure you should be seeing my screen now. And so yeah, if you want to keep sending these informations to Google, you can do that. Otherwise, you can toggle it off Desktop notifications. Meet can show desktop notifications to let you answer incoming video calls and take other actions in Meet. If that's what you want, you can toggle that on. Then leave empty calls. So if I'm the one on this call if I'm the only one on this call for a couple of time, right? Google Meet will keep prompting me, hey, do you want to stay on the call or not? All right. So if that's what you want, you can toggle that on. If that's what you want, you can toggle it on. Raise your hand automatically. So this can show your palm to the camera instead of using the raise hand button. Right? If that's what you want, you can do that. And then captions. Remember we did captions before we got to this point. And so if you're somebody that you want, maybe you speak Spanish or you speak Arabic, you can actually change it to whatever your language you feel, you want to change it to. I don't know if there's Igbo here or Hausa. Maybe. So yeah, for now, I don't need captions. So that's why you have no captions. And then meeting recordings. So notes taken with Gemini, meeting recordings and transcription will be shown in this language. And then reactions, just like we did initially. Show reactions from others, yes. When off, your own reactions still appear. Animations, reactions move on the screen. So you saw when I was tapping on those buttons, right? All those things that were coming up. So this is where if I don't want them anymore, I'll just toggle this off. If I want sound, if I click on sound, it means whenever I tap on those buttons, some sounds will be coming up. Select how you want to hear reactions if you are using the screen reader. I don't use screen reader, so I'm going to ignore that. For people who don't see, or they want the screen to be reading out certain things, that's what it's actually referring to here. All right. So if I come here and do this, not hearing any sounding. I didn't hear any sounding. Google Alpha. I could even because my system is really loaded at the moment. I'm running Zoom call. I'm also running the Google Meet call. But yeah, let's see. What else have we not touched? Okay, so yeah, this red button here is the leave call. The leave call. So if you're done with the meeting and you want to leave, you just need to click on this place, right? And then here to the next icon here is the meeting info or meeting details. When you click on it, you would see the meeting link that you can share to other persons. All right, you can see all that we have as meeting details here. And what else? Then participants. You can see I'm the meeting host. We have somebody else here, Mahmoud. If there are other persons, you can, you'd have access to them here as well. And then we have a meeting chat. So I can chat with people, Mahmoud can chat, everybody on the call. If I don't want other persons to chat, I'll just toggle this off. So it means it's only me that can chat. So what next? Then let's see this guy. Okay, so these are some meeting tools. Like I said, because I use a paid Google Meet account, what's the last recordings as well. I see I have messages here. Sorry, my screen is trying to come up again. I'm not sure why the system keeps logging us out. All right, I should be sharing my screen shortly. Again. All righty. So moving on, this is where we are. So yeah, this is the meeting tools. You can install third-party add-ons. You can also bring in a collaborative whiteboard. So if we are teaching now, and I need to illustrate some things, I can bring in a whiteboard, and it would, while the whiteboard is being shared, everybody will be seeing the whiteboard, right? That's what this works. Come again. Which icon is that? This one. You can have, you're not seeing it there. It's not yours. Okay, all right. The white one. Okay, so I think that has to do with I didn't hear you. No, it's only available for, okay, yes, it will be available for hosts. If you're the host, maybe you probably would see that. Do you have it on yours? Maybe it's for people who use the paid accounts then. I think so. Okay. Then as the host, you have some controls you can, have access to here. So this is the host management control here, where I can allow people to share their screen. I can allow people to share chat messages, send reactions, turn on their microphone. So if I don't want people to just disrupt the calls, right, I can come here and say turn off their microphones. So you won't be able to turn on the microphone from your own end. All right, and if I don't want them to turn on their video too, I can toggle this off. All right, so if it's a host must join before anyone else. So if 10 o'clock comes on Saturday, if 10 o'clock comes on Saturday and me as the host, I have not joined the call, if I toggle this on, it means the call won't start until I join. All right, and then meeting access type. If I want this open, it means anybody can just hop on the call without me having to admit them. But if I leave it trusted, it means that I must admit at any point. Let's go. Yes, please. So what? 10 a.m. Saturday. No, it will now. So the timing, the reminders we did was for Saturday. So 30 minutes to that time. So at 9:30, you'll get a reminder. At 9:45. No. It didn't do anything. It has not disrupted the plan. It's still on the plan. Once it's 9:30, you will get a reminder. Once it's 9:45, you will get. Once it's 9:50, you will also get a reminder. It did not do anything. All right. So yeah. So one more thing. Let me kindly pull up. So yeah, once we are done with this and we want to go, for me, if I say a leave call, it's going to ask me, yes, it's going to ask me a question. Do you want to end the call or just leave? If I leave the call, if I just leave the call, it means Mahmoud will still be on the call. But if I want to end the call for everybody, it means the meeting has ended, exam has ended, everybody go home. And I'll just come here and click on end the call for everyone. And so it tells me you have ended the meeting for everyone. Do you want to return back to the home screen? Or there are some responses here. How is audio and video until then? Maybe I want to say very good or this, So that's it, just basically for that. Somebody has a question here. What was that? Who hasn't gotten a mail? Oh, okay. Okay, so let's move on to see what we have next. I think, let me just pull up my I need to pull this up. Okay, so we have done this, we have done this, we have scheduled, we have joined the meeting from calendar. This is the Google Meet interface. We have done all of this. We have done this, we've done this, we have done this, we've done this, we've done this as well. Yes, we've done all of this. Move. Yeah, here we are. Here we are. All right, so next we want to quickly look at is joining from your Gmail account. So this is a setting that in most cases, you just need to do this once and for all. So if I go back to my, this guy, and I go from my email, I want to go to email now. So we want to see how we can join our meetings directly from our mail. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my email. Okay, so you can see all the King David. Okay. Missing click on this worksheet. So these are all the people that have accepted all my invites. Okay. So here's what I want you to do now. To the far right corner where you have the settings icon, the settings wheel here. When you click on it, you will see customize apps in Gmail, customize. For me, I already have it here. But for you, once you click on customize, you will have a dialog box that should come up. For me, I'm not sure why it's not up yet. Has it shown for you? Yeah, Google Chat, Google Meet. You should see something like this. Yeah, this guy, this dialog box, Google Chat. So you can toggle this on. Just click on Google Chat, Google Meet. Once you do that, you are now good to go. Just click on done. Click on done. So if you have clicked on done, yeah, something like this. Once you click on done, you should have Google Chat and Google Meet to the far left corner here. You should have it on your far left corner here. Once you have done that, all you need to do is click on Meet. So from your email, if I click on Meet now, I should see all my meetings that I have scheduled before. Yes, please. Did you toggle them on Chat, Google Chat and Google Meet? When you toggle them on, click on done. Yes. You've seen your, okay. So now, all the meetings you have scheduled on your calendar, you will see them here for today, at least. So for me now, it's telling me that I have a test for tomorrow, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. I have a data analytics training from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday. And then I have another same training from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday as well. So from my what's it called? My Google, my Gmail, I can easily join any of those meetings easily with ease. All right. And once that is done, I can just say join now, and it takes me straight to Google Meet. And then.
Sorry, sir. Can you show me where to click to activate Google Meet and Google Chat?
Sorry, come again. I didn't get that.
I didn't take note of what to press to activate it.
That what? Are you done? Yeah. I'm coming. Give me a second. Reload. Yes, yes. Please, once you have clicked on done, it will tell you to reload. So just reload so that it refreshes. Mr. West. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so I said come to settings here, go to customize, then toggle these guys on, Google Chat and Google Meet. Toggle it on. It's usually to be like this. Just toggle it on and say done. When you say done, there will be a dialog box that comes up and says reload. So once you reload, it should now show here. And then you can from here create new meetings, and you can even join meetings. If you click on new meeting, this is the link you can now use to invite other people to your call or something. Ooh, any question? Any question? Any question?
Sincerely, I'm here to do what you just said. Go to setting, Google Chat. And then I'm not saying that stuff.
You're not saying what?
The icon to click.
Share your screen, Mr. West. Why are you here? I said you should go to your email. Your email. Go to your email. Go to your email inbox. See inbox now. Go to your Gmail. So right, go to your settings. See the settings up there. Click on it. Click on it. So see customize now. Customize. Mr. West. So now, see what I say should toggle. Toggle it, yes. Toggle that, toggle Google Meet. Click on done. Reload. So look at it at your far left now, Meet. Yeah, so that's it. So you can stop sharing your screen. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, a recap of what we have done this afternoon. We've been able to see how to schedule a video meeting from Google Calendar. We have been able to join a video meeting. We've seen how we've understood the Meet display screen. Sorry. We've also seen how to present our screens in meetings. We've been able to manage meetings as well, changing audio and video settings, starting a video meeting from Gmail, starting a video meeting from Google Meet as well. And it's really been an amazing time with all of us. And I wish that you do well to connect connect with me, especially on LinkedIn. I'm a very big fan of LinkedIn. I'd appreciate that at one point or the other, you do a brief note of what you have learned so far, and do well to tag me on LinkedIn. I would appreciate that. And yeah, this is me saying thank you for being amazing students, and I'll keep to my promise that your exam would be as amazing as you guys are. Okay, let's quickly see what we did from the onset. I'll just go through the recaps, the modules, all we did. All right, I think that should be in our first slide. So let me quickly pull that up. File, that's for module 1. And okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Let's see. All right, so on Monday we started with Google applications, and we were taught how to sign in into our Google applications, and then we moved into using Google Apps menu. We tried to play around Google Drive, so we saw the different parts of the Google Drive, and all of that was explained in 2 bits. Then we saw how we could change our Google Drive display options. And then we also saw how to create files from drives, right? So, like I said, where your exam would come in would be, now that I have everybody's mail, I've confirmed that everybody's mail is working, because at least if your majority person said they got the mail, the invite. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to have to I'll create a folder, and inside that folder, everybody's going to be a collaborator, everybody's going to be a contributor. And inside that folder, there will be a subfolder called exam instructions. And inside that folder, you will now have a document for the exam instructions, and there will be a folder for exam submission. So remember that I told you that if you do your assignment on your drive and you don't submit inside that folder, it's as good as you did not do your exam. And then, yes, so once that is done, so you would have a document that has all the instructions to your exam. So if you're going to be working in, if I'm able to, so my plan is that there will be a collaborative document where I will group some of you into probably 5 or 3. I'm still thinking through that. Hopefully this night I'll be done with that. When I group people into 3, the 3 of you would have to work on a particular topic or something. All right. It won't be it shouldn't be a hard task to do. All right. So I could just give you a text and say, okay, I expect in this your team, I expect Mr. A to be able to bolden this document. Mr. B should be able to change the fonts from a particular type to another type. Mr. C should be able to, change the font color and all of that. Now, one will ask me, how do I know that it's not Mr. A that did all of them? Remember that version history. I taught you guys version history in what's it called, in Google applications. So everybody's the work is going to be tied to everybody's email addresses. So if Mr. A deleted something, it will tell, I call it, it's a gossiper. To tell you the time the person did it, the day the person did it, and who did it. So that is how I'm going to, do my scoring. So if one person is the one that did it for the entire group, I will know. Yeah. So that's where your collaborative effort now comes to play. All right. And so moving on, there's my cursor. So the next thing we did was we saw how to copy files. We saw how to move files to trash. We were able to upload a file from our hard drive. So in this instance now, for the slides, I could tell you, okay, there's going to, in that folder that I'm going to create, there's going to be a folder called repository, where I'm going to put images or things I need you to use for your document. So if I now say in one of the instructions that Mr. C should upload the file from the drive, so I expect that you go to the repository folder and then pick up that item and then upload to, to your work. And then creating and managing folders. I'm not the one going to create your folder for you. You'll have to be able to create your folder inside the exam submission folder. So well, I'm going to practice that part now before I call it a wrap. And then uploading a folder from a hard drive. Then we went into searching for files, adding shortcuts, changing Google Drive settings, signing into multiple Google accounts. We shared the file or folder, sharing links to a folder or file, and then finally publishing to the web. We went ahead into opening Google applications, using the menu and the toolbar, using help, creating new files, renaming new files, emailing files, downloading files in other formats, working with versions, and then opening the Microsoft Office file in Google App. Then we went to Google Sheets, we understood the Sheets display screen, imputing data, creating formulas, how to work with functions, working with the Google Sheet function list, formatting numbers, preview and printing a sheet. Then we went to creating a chart, working with the chart editor customization options, working with chart editor, working with pivot tables. Yes, pivot tables will come out. Pivot tables will come out by all means. So creating and using named ranges, protecting sheets and ranges. Then we went to Google Docs. We saw how to change the view of a document, insert images, insert page numbers, and yes, page numbers will come out. Moving on, we went to working with styles. Table of contents will come out. Using the document outline, collaborating with suggestion mode, working with comments. Moving on, we went to understanding slides display, changing of view of a presentation, entering text into slide, adding images of slide, adding and deleting and reordering slides, applying themes, adding transition and animations will come out. Delivering a presentation, using presenter view and audience mode. And then we went into forms display screen, creating a form, adding questions, sending a form, link to a spreadsheet, view responses. Google Forms will come out. And then we finally scheduled a video meeting from Google Calendar, joining a video meeting, understanding the display screen, presenting your screen in the meeting, manage meetings, changing audio and video settings, starting, blah, 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 and blah. So for Google Meet, what I will tell you to do is you will need to schedule a Google Meet from your calendar, and then you would, did I teach you guys how to transfer ownership? Sorry, I think I did not do that. Let me quickly just brush that. So I'm just going to go to you. I need you to go. Calendar on my calendar. Where's my calendar? Yeah, this is our meeting now. If I come here, yes, on this your calendar, that you create, the meeting you created. If you click on it, you can go to options here, the options here, click on it and say change owner. So you can actually change the owner of the meeting to somebody else. So your exam question, I can tell you, okay, create a Google meeting, and then schedule, add about 10 of your course-mates. So you want to request for their emails, and then transfer the ownership to my own email. All right. So yeah, that question came to my head. So that's why I knew I have not told people that. So you can just put the person's email here. All right. And then it goes ahead to change the ownership of the event to that person. So do you get this part? Do you know how we got here? From your Meet now. This is, you created the hand. So once you click on this, go back, close. Once you click on this, you can click on this icon here, this options icon. When you click on it, you have change owner. So when you change owner, you can now put the person's email address here. And then when you are done, just click on change owner. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. What else? I think we have successfully. Okay, I said I was going to touch something. That's the Google creating and managing folders. So let's assume that. Let me close this. Let's assume that, where's my drive? Go to my drive. So let's assume, where's our folder? The folder we created. Yeah, is it play tests? My drive, let me see. Was PGD something now? Maybe the folder I created had something to do with PGD. Ma? PGD test. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So I want to assume that this PGD test now is the exam folder, right? So by default, since you have already been made collaborators to it, you should be looking for it on your shared with me. So on your shared with me, when you go to PGD test, for you now to be able to, remember I said you have to create your own folder inside the exam submission folder. Now, there are two folders. One is going to be general submission. One is going to be your personal folder. So for your personal folder now, you need to, let's assume this 2021 sales is the general submission folder. So that for the documents that I'm telling you to submit in your general folder, you will submit here. While the other ones that will be told, the instructions will be straightforward. So you know if question 1 says submit in general folder, is that particular one you will be submitting in general folder. The other question that says submit in your personal folder, then so you now need to create a folder for yourself here. So how do you create it? While you're on this folder, the exam folder, ensure you are there, and you now say new, and you now say folder, new folder. So I can now come here and say, my name is Mahmoud Samson. Then I can put, what was that? It was G2024 Guinea. Then create. So now I have now succeeded. So you see the way this folder, that's how all of the 29 of you will create your respective folders inside the exam submission folder. So there's the questions that say submit in your folder, you will submit in this folder. The question that says submit in the general folder, you submit here. I've taught you how to do. let's assume this is your document, and this document, this is one of your questions, your exam questions, and this one says submit in Mahmood in your own folder. You know what to do now. So you just come here. Once you click on your header, your topic, your title rather, this icon here that says move, you just need to click here, the move, and then go to load fast. You can see, so it could suggest to you the Mahmood folder. But if you don't see it on suggestions, go to all locations, and obviously it's going to be on your shared with me. Shared with me, because I'm the owner of the main folder. So you're not the owner. So you will now have to go to shared with me. And then when you go to shared with me, I'm not sure I will see it here because I didn't share it with myself. But you should see that folder, that particular folder, the exam submission folder here. So you now open it and save it in your own folder. So for me, where it is on my, I think it should be on my drive. So I'm going, I don't want to save it inside the drive. So I'm going to come to this. I'll click on the arrow here so that it open the drive itself. And I will look for PGD test, which in your case, it will be exam submission folder. Then I will click again here to view the contents. And I'll go and look for Mahmood's folder. So when I click on Mahmood folder, I can now move the file to Mahmood's folder. If it is the one, yes, you must have created it there. But however, if you have not created it, you can also create it from here. You can see there's an icon here that says new folder. So you can now create, let's say I want to create another one. Maybe I've not created before. I can come here and say new, create, favor, so let me create so I will say create. So this is Favor's own folder now. I can now move that document into this place by saying move. You say blah, 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 and move. So I have successfully saved this particular file in my own folder. Another question now could say, let me see, this is our Google Excel sheet. This is Google Excel sheet. This one now, they say save in the general folder. So it means that you will do the same thing by coming here and change. Okay. Google Sheets. So I can come here and say, this folder, I want to move it to the general folder, which if I go to all locations, it will be under shared with me or my drive. I can open it and PGD test or play test, anyone. Exam, in your case, remember, what you are looking for is exam submission folder. This one, we just did this for test, for class purpose. So view contents, and then let's assume this is the general folder. So I can save this. So mind you, you must have renamed your file with your name, so that I will not give your score to another person. Please rename your file. And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our class for this week.
This last section becoming more confusing. We understood every sub Google document, Google slide, Google form, and all that. Now this one I become jump packing all of them. That's first comment. Second comment. After these wonderful sections you had with us, these few hours and days, if we are good at this now, are we data analysis now? Data analysts. So I can start looking for a job as data analyst.
Let me start with your first question. I don't know, but what we did initially, this is me just doing a recap of what we had done before. I just did a recap. So if you really do take your time to first go through the slides, go through the videos, I'm not sure you would have any problem. I just quickly had to do a run through of all that we did. I think that was for Monday. Yeah, that was on Monday. And so just imagine that you're working on your system. You're creating folders on your system, the way you do it. It's the same thing here. All right, you have folders in your drive. Imagine the drive to be your system. And then you're creating folders in probably your document folder or your picture folder, as the case may be. It's the same thing. All right. And then the next question you ask, if you are good at this, that means you can go to data. Data analysis is basically, because there are two things, data analysis and data analytics. They are two different things. So depending on what you have done so far now is a bit of data analytics. You've been able to know how to define. What was that? Okay. So data analytics is the entire process from defining the problem to getting questions that solves the problem, which is the Google form we have done. And then from there, you move on to cleaning the data that we should be able to solve the problem. All right. Yes, we didn't do a bit of cleaning data. So from there, you now move on to data analysis. It's after you have cleaned the data before you can now do data analysis. All right. So data analysis is a subset of data analytics. And then from data analysis, you now go into data visualization. And I think we did a bit of data visualization here. But that's a class for another time. I think in your MSc, there's going to be a course for, I don't know if there's a course for that in PGD, but I'm not the one to take that. But in MSc, there's a course for, I think you have to learn SPSS, you have to learn Power BI. Yeah, so, yeah, I think that is that for that. Okay. I have to run now. Yes, please. The difference is that they are owned by two different companies. The difference is also that one is on your system, one is on the cloud. Right. One needs internet, the other does not need internet. Yes, they do the same thing. They do the same thing. All right, so this is me signing out. See you on your exam sheet. On your see you on your exam sheet. So till then, Favor, do you want to do vote of thanks? All right.
No, sir. So on behalf of the 2025 PGD class, I want to say thank you very much for a wonderful lecture so far. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, Mr.